You look sexy.
Do I look sexy? Okay. All right. So we started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of the Labor Day.
I've been doing that all week.
All day.
All
Labor
week.
Day podcast.
Podcast.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out a music intro, guys. Just so you know. One day.
Well, whatever it is, though, we have to find something that's cheap.
Well, copyright free.
Ooh, beautiful. I love it.
Yep.
That's
But
my speed.
I kept trying to find stuff. It was terrible. Music is terrible. Look at this. That's what that reminds me of. What you drinking, bud?
I am drinking a Firestone Walker 805 California Blonde Ale. Not
That sounds-
sponsored. Maybe they will be someday.
One
It's very
day.
good. It's light, but also a beer. I don't know.
Percentage. 4.2?
Does it even say 4.7?
That was close.
So it's a good one.
The Kona. Kona again. I didn't do the 8 because I don't want to be too stupid. Because I haven't eaten anything.
It is earlier for you today, though. 6 p.m.
Yes. I want to try to do them a little earlier if we can. That way I'm a little more awake.
So we haven't been podcasting in a few weeks, but we did see each other recently, which is wild. So I guess we can somewhat start there. Since we last spoke, you were down the shore, I was down the shore. We had beach days, something we haven't done in 10 years.
Yep.
Although when we did go to the beach, it was a double red flag and there was like hurricane winds and we got a little bit of a sandblasting, which was not ideal.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. I was really looking forward to doing some boogie boarding. We could have done it. I think we would have been fine.
Wouldn't they have yelled
I
at
know
us,
how to
though?
swim.
I don't think you're allowed in. They'd
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
no, there's-
get the heck out.
Yeah, they would straight up yell at us. We had some good beach days. That was fun. You got to see family. I got to see mom, which I haven't seen her since my dad's funeral. Yeah, you guys have fun.
We had a
miss
lot of
it?
fun. We missed it a lot. We always joke about this, but when you're going down the shore from northern New Jersey, and you go over what's the bridge that goes up?
The Driscoll?
Drawbridge.
Or the one
drawbridge.
The drawbridge. Oh, once you're in the shore area.
Yeah, like, and it's the first bridge where you can like smell the ocean or saltiness, sweet saltiness, and it's like as soon as you go over that bridge, you put the windows down and you're like, my blood pressure drops 20 points. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Everything is at peace. It's all the difference in the world.
Yeah, you start seeing people in their bathing suits walking up to the beach, or the dads pulling 30,000 items in cart.
I don't remember that when we were younger. I feel like it was like grab your boogie board and your towel and just go up.
Yeah.
There was no chairs. I mean, maybe you had a bag of toys or whatever, but you carried it.
Even when we were in college, it was just towel, boogie boards.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Go by the Wawa. We did get to go to the old stomping grounds and we stopped by the Wawa.
Did you?
We did. You did.
We did. Yes,
We did. You got money. I bought a lottery ticket.
That's right.
We lost, by the way.
Oh, you lost?
So we're
yeah, I
not-
saw. When I was driving home
This isn't the
Saturday, I was
podcast
like,
where I
"Oh."
reveal to you that we're millionaires and we no longer have to work anymore. So we do have to go to work tomorrow.
Well, if you ever do, Wayne, don't do it on the podcast, and because you're gonna get 1,000 calls from people.
I wouldn't tell people right away, but there would be signs. You just wouldn't hear from me. I'd randomly be in like Europe somewhere with you and we'd be sipping cocktails somewhere.
I was thinking about it the other day. We would definitely, if I won or you won, we would have to buy each other a plane, like a private plane. Right? So there's one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast.
I don't know if you need to buy a plane though. Like planes are expensive. That's like, they're like $40 million or something. I feel like you can still fly private without owning a jet.
How do you do
Like
it?
You just like, they have like jet share programs and things.
Commandeer? You commandeer it.
It's the
You
pirate
John
of the
McClane
sky. No, honestly, I feel like it would be a thing where no matter whether we bought the ticket or not, I couldn't go on living if I knew you had to work any longer. Even if you didn't want to hang out with me, like as much as I want this to be entourage and you just hang out with me all the time, so I have a friend, I still couldn't be like, oh, and Adam has to work. No, it'd be like whatever would set a couple up for life and be like really rich. Like 20 million, 30 million. I don't know. If I won 150, I'd have to throw you like 30 million just to be like, Adam's also stupid rich, so we can have fun together.
Yeah. Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to get rid of me. I mean, it's just...
I'm okay with that.
We'd be hanging out the whole time. 100%.
We got lots to do.
Yeah, we do. And this whole job thing is stopping us.
Larky. So anything else fun from the shore weekend? I feel like I'm a little bit in a depression at the moment.
Yeah, I feel you. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. I mean, then Saturday we packed up, got home by like 5 o'clock. It was good. So, yeah, no craziness.
So you went home on Saturday too then?
Yeah, because we wanted to have 2 days to kind of just get settled, which was good because I woke up Sunday morning and I was like exhausted. Like if I had to go to work the next day, yeah, it would have been good. What about you guys?
We got home like 5 p.m. on Saturday. Then we kind of just got back, unpacked, went to bed, and then yesterday was kind of a recoup day. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So topics for the podcast.
It's gonna catch on.
The podcast. So
yeah,
one of the topics for the podcast is the title.
Oh yes, you guys teased me on this.
I teased you on it a bit. So I have a theory here. So I feel like the podcast has to be in the title. So it could be
something the podcast. Okay.
Something the pod. PAWDCAST. Pod.
Yeah.
Podcast. And the other, I guess maybe 3 weeks ago now, before we went down the shore, Laura and I were thinking of possible names, and we came to the conclusion that oftentimes in this podcast, I have like 30 things listed. All sorts of different topics, things that we want to get through. We get to like 4 because we just go off on tangents. And the tangent was theoretically one of the ones that we were going to come up with. And I came across a term that angered me, or a word that angered me. Because we were thinking, oh, unraveling is something that we do. We come up with a topic. We go off on a tangent. We unravel the threads of this topic. And that's why we have 4 topics that take an hour and 45 minutes. And so I looked up unravel, and I also then came across the term ravel. Okay. So like, I'm gonna point this to you. So if I'm going to unravel a thread, what does ravel a thread mean?
I would assume to wrap it up, like you're gonna ravel up a cord, like an extension cord.
You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong.
Ravel.
I'll beat you to it. They mean the same goddamn thing.
Shut the fuck up. What?
Unravel and ravel both mean the same thing. To cause, to come apart by or as if by separating the threads of.
That makes no sense.
So.
That makes no sense.
Because it angered me so much, I kind of like it now. And so I was curious if maybe the podcast could be called Raveling Threads. The podcast.
I just wanted to look like I froze.
It's not landing, apparently. It's just so annoying to me that I feel like it's meant to be.
Raveling. You're just making me burp. I like it. I have to play with it, but I like it.
Dictionary.com. Raveling. Something raveled out as thread drawn or separated from a knitted or woven fabric.
I've never heard it used like that.
He'd been raveling off his pants for more splices until he blushed to look at him. What? Okay.
Yeah, what are you reading? Are you on Urban Dictionary?
Is this a Nicholas Sparks novel? No, this is on Dictionary. Example sentences. By raveling off about 4 inches from each leg, he got enough cotton thread to patch the other 2 wicks with. Okay, these are from like 1902. In dry climates, a layer 6 inches thick will be adequate if it can be kept from raveling.
I just learned something today. All right, let's just say, in the comments below, guys, let us know.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what you
Let
think.
us know. Raveling.
We're going to ravel
the threads.
We're going to ravel this thing.
Say it again. Say it fast.
Raveling threads.
All right, let's keep it in mind. I like it.
Keep it in mind. Keep her moving.
What about raveling the mind?
Ooh.
Raveling of the minds, the podcast.
The minds. So both of our minds.
Right.
I think we might have come up with something.
347. We are possible.
What? And I think what makes it even better is like raveling of the minds sounds like something scientific and like it's going to be a legitimate podcast where you might learn something.
But in reality, you watch us and it just goes into chaos.
You tune in and it's a fucking clusterfuck.
Okay. All right. Our 2 listeners, Lauren and Andrew, let us know what you think, because my wife hasn't watched us yet. And Chris tried to watch us. All right, you were about to say something. Try to keep us on track here.
I have a few topics. I'm going to hold one until you're almost done with your beer. Let me know when you're almost done with your... Oh, you are almost done with your beer.
I'm
okay.
Done.
Do you have rice in the house?
What kind of rice? Like cooked or uncooked?
Uncooked.
Yes. But I would have to open a bag.
Do you have ice and rice?
I have ice and I have rice.
Do you have whiskey and ice and rice?
Yes.
So I read a fun thing about rice washing your whiskey.
Okay. What do we do? Was it in...
So start with a whiskey.
I'm supposed to be able to get up for work tomorrow, right?
You don't have to do a lot. So here, for a smoother cocktail, I'm reading it right now. It's from America's Test Kitchen, so this is legitimate. Loading.
Waiting.
Loading.
What are you doing, Mr. Seedham?
We can cut this out. I should have loaded it before the podcast.
Okay, Lauren, cut this out. Bam,
yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
There we go. All right, so what you're supposed to do is you add a tablespoon of rice to your whiskey, stir it with a little bit of ice, and then strain it. And the idea is that the rice captures volatile compounds such as methanol and propanol, which give alcohol its boozy taste, as well as aromatic esters and aldehydes. Removing these compounds from the equation allows us to notice other aromas and flavors in the cocktail, similar to the way a few drops of water in a glass of neat whiskey opens it up. So basically, it takes out all the bad stuff and leaves all the good stuff, and it's supposed to taste better. So I'm thinking...
Sounds like witchcraft.
I'm thinking we take a sip of raw whiskey, stir in some rice. Maybe we don't even do ice. And then...
Do you need the ice to chill it? Probably not.
I don't know. It says a cocktail, but like, I feel like we
should
could...
have sent this to me. I would have prepped it beforehand. Now we're going to waste 10 minutes prepping this.
Maybe we do it next time. I have whiskey here, though. The old Maker's Mark.
I got some of that. I got a bunch of different stuff.
Do you have Maker's Mark? Maybe let's do Baker's Mark together.
I think I have some. I don't think it's open, though.
Do you have any Basil Hayden? That's bourbon.
That's bourbon, though. Yeah, I have Basil. I'm pretty sure I do. I got a bunch of stuff. Because I'm in a band. Yeah, I mean, I have rice and, like, it's in a bag. It's technically like a boil in a bag. Rice. We have brown and white. We have chia seeds. We have quinoa. Yeah. What would you use? Would you use white? Does it say white or brown?
It doesn't say what kind of rice. It just says like raw rice. Raw. Yeah, I don't know like the boil in the bag though. It's not like minute rice. I'm sure it's like regular rice.
Oh, okay. That probably makes sense.
So it actually says it works with any alcohol, theoretically.
And what, it's supposed to like open up the tannins so you could taste more stuff? Yeah, it said that.
I
know that was
read.
wrong.
I just read what it was supposed to do.
I know what it's supposed to do.
Science, Adam. Science. All right. Well, we can move. If you don't have right, do I need to text Libby and ask you if you guys have rice?
We don't.
You don't have rice.
That's not boil in a bag. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We don't have we don't do long rice, okay? We don't have that kind of time, man. Okay. You gotta boil it, you got 10 minutes, you got rice. Done. Okay?
Okay.
To be continued. That way we could prep it beforehand. Because I'm sure you're supposed to have a couple minutes, like, as it soaks up, right? It's not like you're just washing it over the rice.
It says stir. For like.
Yes. Stir.
Stir.
Yeah. Stirring is a good, like, minute.
I don't know. How long is a stir?
A stir? I would do a stir as 30 seconds.
Okay. We got 30 seconds on a podcast. We can cut it, too. We can do a
cut it
stirring
down.
montage.
Yeah. You know what? Now I'm curious. I'm going to Google how long is a stir. Long is a stir. I can do this. Why does everything come up as AI generated? Have you noticed that?
I have. It's very weird.
It's bullshit. It's just give me an answer, Google. I don't need to AI generate. How long is a stir? Ooh, it's an answer. Stir takes longer than a shake.
I'll give you a shake.
You'll typically need about 18 to 25 seconds, depending on the ice you're using.
For a shake or for a stir?
For a stir.
For a stir.
Yeah, 18 to 25 seconds. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. If you go out of the AI generated, it says, while exact times vary depending on the drink, you're usually in good territory if you stir your drink for 30 to 45 seconds. And that's from www.wineenthusiast.com.
Oh.
Also not sponsored.
Could be, though. I think we do the exact opposite of sponsored that. We pay for Wine Enthusiast. I think we get the magazine.
Do you really? Okay, so wineenthusiast.com. Send us free wine.
Yeah, or at least a free book, because I'm paying for that right now. 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, so AI can just go sit in a corner because they're screwing us over. Half the time, they told us.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been stirring all wrong. So, yeah, we got 30 to 45 seconds on this podcast. And plus, we can cut it. We do a montage. We're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you hear Salem in the background?
I do.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Have you not fed him?
Because the fucking door's closed. And he doesn't like closed doors.
He doesn't want to leave.
The door's open.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave. He just doesn't. He wants the option.
He wants the option.
Yes.
So hold on a second. So now I got to give him the option. What you doing, buddy? You come back in? Yeah? Yeah? This is him. This is him. All right. Sorry. I left the door cracked open. All right. So you want to save that for next time?
I mean, you don't have rice. So, yeah, I guess so.
Wow. Okay. Blame it on me. All
right. Well, so, I mean, I have a lot of topics.
Do you have flour.
Anything? Flour?
Yeah.
I feel like that can't be strained out, though. I mean, theoretically, flour is a starch, right?
I have corn.
Corn is a starch.
I have coconut oil. Does that work?
You said
Does quinoa? Maybe quinoa works. Why wouldn't quinoa work? It's the same thing. It's a grain. And I have raw quinoa. I also have stevia.
Yes, quinoa is a grain that contains starch, but it's also a good source of protein and fiber. Like rice.
Can quinoa be substituted for rice?
White rice has more carbohydrates than quinoa, with 15 times the amount. So,
shit, really?
I'm going to say no. Although quinoa carbs are made up of 83% starch. Wait, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to say no. White rice is like way starchier.
Okay, it's got to do something with the starch.
Okay. We're done.
I have starch.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to filter it out. That's the whole rice thing. You gotta be able to take it away.
All right, so am I opening my next beer? What do we do?
Yes.
Are we just doing shots of whiskey all night?
I mean, we can drink. We do need a control.
What do you mean? Like a person?
No, like what does the whiskey taste without rice?
Oh yeah. You definitely have to try it with and without. All right, you look like your thing got deflated. Your balloon got deflated. Do you want me to run out and get some rice? You want to put the podcast on hold? Get some fucking rice, man. Dan's like, this was 45 minutes of the
This was
show.
the whole goddamn podcast. I'm texting Libby.
Wait, ready?
Ooh,
Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer. That's what they used to call me in high school. Cheers.
Cheerios.
All right, other topics. I mean, we were talking about this weekend, and in the general thought process of the beach, the shower beer, ideal situation. Are you drinking the beer in the shower?
Yes.
Or in the, like, you bring it in with you?
No, I leave it right outside.
Right outside?
And I reach out, take swigs, put it back.
Okay.
Dan, there's something about a shower beer. I don't know what it is. It's so good. It's so good. I almost took a picture. So before vacation, I was having a beer. And I did that. I was doing a shower beer. And I almost texted you and was like, am I the only one that still does this?
No, I had a shower beer today. I was prepping for the podcast, but I was debating because the shelves in my shower are not super high. And so I was like, if I bring it into the shower, am I going to get soap in the beer?
You could, yeah.
But then my sink is far away from the shower. So if I got to go out to grab it every time, I'm spilling water everywhere.
Wait, in the master?
In the master, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what the master looks like.
Because it's got the door, and then I got to reach, and then I'm making a mess. And so I brought it in with me. I just put it up as high as I could and tried to clean my hair low. It was a whole thing.
What you could do is you could get a suction cup shelf.
And
you could put it up high, or get a suction cup shelf and put it right outside, or get a stand right outside and you put it right there. Boom, you reach out because you have a curtain, right? Or do you have a glass? You have a glass door. So where's your toilet?
I'm on the other side. It's around the corner from the door.
I don't remember your bathroom.
You walk in, shower facing in front of you.
Okay.
Sink to the right. Toilet across from the sink.
And both the toilet and the sink are too far from the shower?
They face each other. Well, I mean, but
well,
I'm dripping.
Yeah. So these two, so you walk in, toilet, sink, and then shower.
Yeah.
And both of those are too far away from each other?
But I'm dripping if I'm reaching.
Can't be dripping. Yeah, that'll upset the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Get yourself a little stand, man. Get yourself a little tiki stand.
I should get a stand.
See, so when I open, we have a corner shower, right? There we go. We got a corner shower. So when you open up, the toilet's right there, but the sink's on the other side. So the sink, if you open up, you have to get around the sink. So I put it right there on top of the toilet.
I have no idea what your bathroom looks like based on what you just described.
Look, you walk in, you got the corner, right? And you got toilet and door.
You're just throwing up gang signs.
There it is.
So, underrated movie, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the beer?
What about the beer? No, that was it. I mean, basically just how good a shower beer is and how you manage it.
That's amazing. Best thing is when you're showering outside at the beach, you do the outside shower with the beer. Done.
Yeah. And then the neighbors don't always love it.
That's why afterwards you just finish the beer real quick and cover yourself up. Just kind of stick it in. Use a horseshoe. Get it in there.
Not a horseshoe. A shoehorn. Shoehorn.
No, horseshoe.
Oh.
That way it curves in. It's really... It's usually about the 30-minute mark that I bring it down.
Whoop, whoop. So I got actually a response from Libby. So I said, do you guys have rice, like regular non-minute rice? She said, no, just boil in the bag. Dare I ask why? Was her response. I said, we are experimenting. And then she actually said, do you want me to pick up some next time we're at the store? So I said, I'm going to write back yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That would be wonderful.
I'm the one that does 90% of the grocery shopping.
Ooh.
Because usually when I'm grocery shopping, she's like cleaning the house up and stuff.
Okay. So
but she'll remind me.
You're about to get into hot water if you're trying to give her crap.
Like boil in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not trying to give her crap. No. I love her. How dare you?
All right. Do you have any topics for me?
Let me ask you this. When we were growing up, was Seaside always like the slutty vagabond? Like, was it always?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's worse now. It's because I'm older.
You're probably old and cranky.
Yeah.
I mean, so am I. Lauren says I'm cranky all the time. I'm starting to turn into the people watcher that sits at the park and complains about everybody. But no, I think Seaside was always more partying too. So like you had like your Point Pleasant, which was families. It's smaller, and I don't know if wealthy is the right term, but I think it was more upscale and things. It kept out the college kids because you couldn't afford to rent there.
Right.
Whereas Seaside was cheaper. It was more like Atlantic City-esque, where you could be 19 or I don't know, maybe not 19. You'd be in college and rent a house at Seaside for a week, and it wasn't break the bank. And so you had a bunch of idiots like
or
the Jersey Shore
down there,
or hotels. There's a lot of hotels, like the crappy hotels that we like all rented. Yeah, prom.
What? I mean, what was that place? I was telling Marlo about that, and I couldn't remember the name of it.
I have no idea.
Was it the Flamingo?
That doesn't ring a bell. But I wouldn't recommend staying at the Flamingo either.
She learned the hard way. Yeah.
As long as you didn't come home with any diseases or bed bugs, you're
we're waiting for the results.
They're at the doctor's now.
Okay. Yeah, because when we were at Seaside with Athena, and, that reminds me. But hold on a second.
Put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that. Yeah, we were walking down, and I was like, I guess when we were younger and we went to Seaside, every once in a while you see like a girl with her cheeks hanging out, right? You're like, oh, hey, oh, okay. And because we were young and stupid, and the other head was working for us. Hey, how you doing? But now it just seems like every cheeks is hanging out. And it's like, we were like, me and Libby were walking, these two kids, literally kids. I mean, couldn't have been more than 16. And it, out. And they walked by, and I was like, oh, there's two whores walking by, Ben. And I was just like, I didn't remember it like that. But maybe because we wanted it?
I don't know. I think it's always, I think it's classic adulting.
Back in my day, where the hell were you?
I mean, do you remember it was a thing when we were in high school to have your like jean shorts unbuttoned and unzipped and like folded down to where your bikini was like out?
You did that?
Well, I didn't wear a bikini, no. But
yeah,
but do you remember? Do you remember
true.
that?
Yeah.
Like that was a thing. I mean, like it was that, and then like the ruffled strap thing, and it. I don't think it's any different.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We're just older now and haven't seen that in a long time because when are we around 17-year-old girls? But
17-year-old whores. We're kidding.
You were a whore at 17, Adam, too. So let's be real. You were just a man whore.
No, I wasn't, Daniel. I was a perfect little angel. I went to church every 3 days. Okay?
That is not true. You would burst into flames if you were to go into church.
My wife is watching this.
Anywho.
Oh, okay. So back to the pen.
Pen. I'm glad you remember the pen.
So talking about Athena.
Mm-hmm.
And on the last podcast, we talked about Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mentioned how she doesn't like her. Like her music and stuff.
And I was a little offended.
Don't be.
Okay. Not a fan of versus dislike are two different things. How could you dislike someone that does great things? Not a fan of, I'm fine with.
Right.
Okay.
But apparently I was wrong. Yeah. So one of her friends is a Swiftie. And she was like, what do you mean you don't like Taylor Swift? What is wrong with you? And she's like, I'm not a fan of her. And she was like, no. you're gonna become a fan. And then like played the music, kind of like gave her the history of her and all this stuff. And she's a fan now.
All
She's a
right.
Swiftie.
Woo. See, that's my. I've been saying this for a long time now. Anybody that dislikes just doesn't know enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a convert. Convert. Sounds like convict.
They have a convertible. No.
Top down.
No, that's wrong. All right. What else you got, Dan?
We are all over the place this episode.
What? No, we're doing fine.
Doing fine. So, is it sexual assault?
It's a thing now. Okay. Yes.
This is a little bit more PC and has to do with our wives.
Okay.
So 2 episodes ago, we were debating the concept of separating assault from sexual assault.
Sure.
Now, if you slap your wife on the ass, it is theoretically assault unless it's sexual, at which point it is neither assault or sexual assault.
Hold on. Is that a statement or is that a question?
It's my theory.
Your theory. Okay. So, if you smack your wife's ass, it's assault. If you do it in a sexual nature, it is not sexual assault, and it's not assault. So what is it? Flirting?
Or it's like, it's flirting.
So at what point? Okay, go ahead.
No, so at because it's sexual in nature, it's now no longer even assault.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes in this.
Pick it apart. Let's go.
I mean, I could pick it apart with a lot of different scenarios. Okay. If we just replace the slapping of the hand, if I whip my manhood out and slap her with it, would that be sexual assault?
Depends whether she likes that or not.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way.
Of course it does.
Hold on. Okay, wait a second. Okay, no. Wait, okay, we're forgetting something.
It's gotta be your bowl.
What level of intensity is the slap? Are you just doing like a little, hey honey?
I'm thinking at the counter, doing the dishes, a little, you wind up a bit, more surprise than pain.
And is there a grab?
No grab. Just a whoop-ha for the jiggle factor.
Because I think it would become full sexual assault if it's
Bow.
You know what I mean? If you do like a slap grab, that's sexual assault.
Because that's unwanted. Yeah.
And that's aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a quick like drive-by slapping.
Yeah.
And then keep her moving. Don't even wait for the result. Just kind of, you're.
May I ask you a question?
You're rolling out.
May I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything.
How did that become a question? Did Lauren turn around and go, "Why are you assaulting me?"
No, I thought of it one day because I slapped Lauren, and then I was like, "That's assault, brother," and I just kind of had this thought of why is this any different? I mean, clearly it is different, but what is the nuance to it?
Well, I guess the nuance is that she trusts you,
Mhm.
and she loves you. Are you drinking whiskey?
It's all I have next to me because I had the whiskey all ready to do the rice thing. I didn't bring an extra beer.
I feel like I failed you.
I mean, I am personally hurt, but I'll get over it.
It's a very touchy subject. Because some women don't like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like to smack at all.
Mm.
And like for Libby, my wife, a gentle, hey, I love you, kind of like, yeah. But if I go hard, she ain't happy. I don't blame her.
You okay?
So I got rock hard hand. Sweated. Formed. For the years of battleground. The demons of...
That hand has seen some shit.
And it's literally. I guess subject to the eye of the beholder.
I think this is maybe a topic for a guest appearance in the future.
Could be. Yeah. Yeah, we'll call a cop. You know any cop friends?
Let's say call our wives.
Well, that would probably make more sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one, Dan. I don't know. I don't think so, because you love her. And she knows, our wives know that we're not doing it maliciously or aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, hey, try it in public, just smack someone in the ass, see what happens. But you have to do, you got to do guy girl, both, you got to have a.
So even. That likely will be sexual, so I would not recommend doing that.
Tell them it's for the podcast.
I'm doing an experiment. May I slap you in the ass?
And you got to do different ages, right? Guys, girls, 22. Guys, girls, 30. Guys, girls, 40.
Mm-hmm.
Hit a grandma, see what happens.
Okay, moving along.
When are we adding animation to this? When we start getting funding from all these beers that we keep talking about.
Yeah. Except Kona. I mean, I know you drink Kona a lot, but we also did kind of throw them under the bus with the lawsuit early on. But we could help fix their name if need be.
I drink it for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready to jump into Oktoberfest.
It's too hot out still. It's going to be 99 degrees here tomorrow.
99?
9 times. 9 times.
That's hot.
Yeah. And our air conditioner's broken.
Oh, you guys haven't fixed it? Oh, yeah, because you went on vacation.
Yeah. So it's blown, which sucks. This is for all those youngins listening to this podcast. Enjoy it before life strips you of all your money and happiness.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I'm doing great. My life is cruising. I'm an adult. And then randomly, your air conditioner goes out and some guy comes to your house and is like, oh, that'll be $10,000.
Yep.
I was not prepared for that.
Yep.
Adults, high school did not teach me that air conditioners cost $10,000. And that's the cheap one. I just got a text. #adulting, #adult problems, fucking AC.
But that's why our parents tried to teach us about the rainy day fund. The problem is that everything costs so goddamn much that the rainy day fund is like $50. But in their day, $50 would have got you a new fucking roof.
Honestly, your rainy day fund these days has to be like 20 grand. Like,
oh, easy.
Because like in a year, like let's say your AC goes and then all of a sudden a tree falls in your house. Water heater, $5 grand.
Easy. Yeah.
Like, so in my experience, everything in your house is like, you got a leak somewhere and somebody comes over and is like, oh, that's just like a seal. That'll be $250. Like, oh, okay. And then there's no in between because it's either the seal or your entire roof is broken and it costs $5,000. And so it's like $250 or like $5,000. There's like no in between.
Yeah. Like we got, so here's a little story for the podcast. When ours went, the guy was looking at our units and obviously the AC had to be fixed and he's looking at the heating system and he was like, if you guys wanted to, I'll get you a quote on both. He's like, it's working, but they would put it in at the same time. He's like, 1992. He's like, so you can repair, but eventually at some point it's going to give. And we were just like, what do we do? Do we repair until it finally gives out midwinter or next winter? And then we're just like, you know what, just do the whole goddamn thing. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, just do the whole thing. He's like, all right. He was happy. It's a good sales day for him. Yeah. All right, where are we at? We have talked about 2 topics.
Well, we've talked about no real topics. I mean, this is all bullshit. So I had a trip down memory lane when we were at the shore.
Yeah.
So my mom brought a box of my things down the shore, mainly because she wanted to get rid of it. But in this box was a multitude of things that for some reason I was saving. So we're going through this box.
Okay.
There is a lot of shot glasses. And I collected the majority of these shot glasses before I was allowed to drink.
Yep.
And honestly, before I really drank, I think it was one of these fun things where I would like go somewhere and I'd buy a shot glass and it would be like my remembrance of it. So I go through all these shot glasses. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit of a trip down memory lane. I pack up like the 4 shot glasses that I wanted to take home with me. And as I'm packing them up, they roll off the table and break. So all the ones that I actually gave a shit of broke in
All of them?
3 days ago. Yeah, like 4 of them. And so at like 11 o'clock p.m., we clean up all the shot glasses. They're all done. The only one that I have left is, and you're going to love this one, Hooters Paramus.
I mean, we used to go there a lot.
We did.
Yeah.
We used to go to car meets there.
Yeah. We sent a lot of girls to college through there.
Hooters Paramus. So yeah, I have a Hooters Paramus shot glass. We didn't send a lot of girls to college.
What shot glasses?
What do you mean?
Which ones did you pick? You don't have to go through all of them, but which ones did you pick?
So I had one from Jamaica because we had a really great trip in Jamaica. That was
the Jamaica one.
That was a fun trip.
That was a tall one, right? That had the Jamaican flag or something.
Yeah, it was like Hello Man or something like that. Probably something
super racist. Yeah.
Yeah, cultural appropriation. But yeah, I had one of those, and I had one from I think Lafayette. I'm blanking on the others, but yeah, it was like a couple ones that like mattered.
Because you blacked it out because you're upset now.
Yeah, and so the only one I have still is Hooters Paramus. It's just funny that it doesn't say Hooters just Hooters. It actually says Hooters Paramus, which is like and they don't exist. They closed.
No,
so it's like that's an antique at this point. They did have good wings though. They had an all you can eat for a while, where you go there and it was like $25 a person, and they would just keep bringing trays. And I don't know what you need to necessarily know about 19-year-old guys, boys, men, children. Let's eat 35 wings each, hot wings, and then go to Jeff's basement and see what that thing smelled like.
And see who uses all 3 bathrooms.
And I mean, there are moments where I look back and go, it was a sulfur factory down there. Mm-hmm. Just absolute peeling the paint off the walls.
I remember we were driving home once after one of them, and Rebello was like, he's like, you gotta get us back. I was like, dude, we just left. He's like, you gotta get us back.
It was only like a 12-minute drive.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, dude, all right, we're going. He said, we gotta go. Like, fucking drive it. I remember I did like 20, and I was like, dig the grave. I'm done.
And they're breaded wings too. They're not naked. They mean, so there's extra breading going on and all that. I mean, whew.
Yeah. Although we did wish we saw some naked breasts over there.
What?
What?
We didn't see naked breasts in Hooters.
No, we wish we did though.
Oh yeah. Well, because we were dumb 19-year-olds. We weren't even drinking alcohol there.
Didn't need it. We were getting drunk on hot wing sauce.
Wings. It also was unlimited French fries at the time, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's probably because they wanted to fill you up on French fries, so you didn't eat so many wings. And those are the days. Still like my 2 favorite foods.
So if you had a choice, would you do Hooters or Buffalo Wild Wings? Now.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons. One, I've grown out of the breaded wing stage of my life. I like the naked wing. I like the meat.
Bet you do, Dan. Supposedly, BW's in town, there's like a building and everyone keeps questioning, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? Somebody is saying that it's a Buffalo Wild Wings to go.
Like, you don't hang out?
I guess not. Or like they have limited seating, but it's more like a takeout.
Well, that was giving me my other 2 aspects of Buffalo Wild Wings was it's a sports bar, so they have screens everywhere, and then they have better fries.
Yeah.
Like way better fries. They have like I don't know what they do with them. They put like some sort of crispy crack on them, but like they're so freaking good. Like I've taken them home and eaten them cold, and they're still like crispy at home cold. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. They're probably not even potato, just crack in potato form.
So I was going to say that next time you're in town, we should go to Hooters and relive our childhood. But the closest one is in Piscataway.
Piscataway? Where the
and Edison, which is New Brunswick. Like in New Brunswick.
Hmm.
And the other one is in Bridgewater. Or we could jump across fucking GW into Bayside, Queens, and go over there.
I'm not going to Queens to go to Hooters. That is a hard no.
Wait, do they still have it in Atlantic City? We go to Atlantic City. You want to go to Atlantic City?
Not really, no.
Shut your face. We're going to go to Atlantic City. We're going to go to Hooters. We're going to destroy the bathroom. We're going to leave.
And when we come home with hepatitis...
6 hours tops.
When we come home with hepatitis, I'm going to say I told you so.
Hey, now. We're not sleeping with the things. We're just eating them.
No, hepatitis A, you can get from...
Oh, is that the Canadian version? Yeah. You got that hepatitis A?
God. It's not fair that that's not funny.
I like it.
Okay. See, this is a podcast where you can learn hepatitis.
We promise you, folks.
A. Hepatitis A explained. Here we go. Hepatitis A is a disease of viral origin. A standard route of infection is through food, meaning insufficient hand hygiene or contaminated food can lead to the development of the disease. Symptoms of hepatitis A are often uncharacteristic, and many infections are asymptomatic, so the disease can be challenging to diagnose. So yeah.
And hepatitis A is Canadian.
A dirty-ass Hooters from Canada can give you hepatitis A. I just spilled beer on my application for a new passport. Not ideal. I was at CVS the other day, and get this. I went to get my passport photo taken. I show up. I said, hey, you guys do passport photos? We do. But we don't have a camera. We can use your cell phone, though. And so I had to hand the guy my cell phone.
What?
He took the photo with my own cell phone, uploaded the photos to his computer, which took like a half hour. I actually had to go shopping in the middle. Came back and then printed out two 2x2 color matte finish photos for $16. I don't know what I really paid for. But anyway.
That's crazy.
If you want to get into the passport photo game, it's a racket. You should do it.
You just stand next to the machine, charge people. Don't even work for them.
Like, I swear I printed out photos like that from like my dot matrix printer in 1995.
Uh-oh. I got a text message. Yeah, you know, titties.
What peas your titties, Adam? What peas your titties? What is this? I don't know what this is. I can't read it. Speak it.
You can't read it?
No. Speak it.
Some 860 number. Hey, it's Maya. Want to see if you're interested in the rates of our new non-income based medical. And if you are, can I send you a quote? Fucking scammers, dude. All day.
Who would ever say, oh yeah, sure, send that to me?
Right? All fucking day, man.
Hold it.
I saw a video. If I could find it, I'll send it to you. The guy was like, you understand that we moved away from mail and moved to email because we were getting too much junk mail in the mail. And now 90% of our email is junk mail. We moved away from landlines because we were getting too many spam calls, and now all we get are spam calls on our cell phones. And he kind of like goes down a list, and I was like, God damn, he was right. I'll get off the soapbox. Moving on.
What were we talking about? I don't know. I got distracted.
Hooters. That's kind of where we went.
I think Hooters started as I was going through this box of memories from my mom.
There it is. Yep,
so
box of memories.
Reel that shit back. So one of the things that was in this box of memories was a slingshot that I totally forgot I had. And I went to go use it, and if this is not a metaphor for life, broke the rubber band.
You gotta lube it up, man.
Got a little bit up. I probably haven't used it in 25 years, but we had a lot of fun.
Which one was it? Was it the around the wrist?
No, it was just a regular wooden one.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Hey, come on.
Actually, here, let me go get it.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Now that we're alone, I think it's time for us to talk about serious stuff. Diabetes. Gotta watch out for that diabetes. It'll sneak up on you. Oh, Dad's back.
Trying to sell more stuff on our store.
I was talking about diabetes.
Diabetes. Switch back to beer, by the way.
Good job. Just do a Boilermaker.
Do a Boilermaker?
Yeah.
Oh, I do a whiskey.
Give you a good night.
In Dumb and Dumber, when they're in the cafe.
2 Boilermakers.
Two Boilermakers. Or 4? 3? A round of Boilermakers, I think you said, or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Very underrated movie. Do not watch the unrated version.
Of Dumb and Dumber?
Yes. There is a version on Netflix, which is called like the unrated version or like the director's cut or something. And it includes like an extra 8 minutes or 10 minutes of the movie. And it ruins the movie. It like takes this like lighthearted movie that is weird and kind of, you know, there's giddy, but there's like sexual parts, and it's like, so you're saying there's a chance, like kind of jokes like that. But it takes every joke like a little too far and makes it like kind of creepy and takes the lightheartedness of the movie away. And I don't know whoever greenlit that version, but it's awful and I do not recommend it. And whoever made the original cuts to the movie should be applauded because they made a perfect movie, and what was potentially originally going to come out if the director's cut was allowed would have been awful. So
wow.
I almost want you to watch it just so you can be like, oh, I feel grimy having watched this movie now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It's little tangent. It's very interesting to see that. That's why I love the special features on movies and seeing like what they cut out. Because almost 90% of the time, I agree with what they cut out. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't need it. No, that was unnecessary. Or that just extended the scene for no reason. It's amazing, these editors that are like, no, we're going to pull this.
Yeah. It's almost never the director's cut is better. I fully agree.
Yeah. Unless it's the Zack Snyder Justice League.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've offended you. I can see the disappointment on your face.
This is what you do. Ready?
So there's two things that we're dealing with right now. One, I don't know who Zack Snyder is, and two, I don't know what Justice League is. Is that a movie?
Look of horror, folks. Yes, Justice League is, so you have Batman, Superman, and then Wonder Woman, and then the Justice League. The Justice League is like the Avengers.
But in DC.
But in DC, right.
Yeah, okay.
So DC tried to catch up to Marvel and how well they were doing when you had the Avengers and then Iron Man 2, 3, right?
Can we all agree that they're not doing a great job?
Hopefully it turns.
Because as a casual, but someone who does enjoy superhero movies, more casual than you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know full well the Avengers and all of those characters. I don't know shit about the Justice League.
Yeah.
So they're failing somewhere.
It's because of the studio. Okay, folks, we're going deep here. I'll do it quick. So the studio, DC Studios, had way too much control over the movies, right? And there would be one version that directors and everybody wanted to come out with, and then the studio was like, no, do it like this. We need it like this. We need to market it better. Where Marvel allowed the directors to do their version, which is why they were so great. James Gunn has now come over to DC, who
did porn star.
No.
Sounds like a porn star. James Gunn? Jimmy Gunn in From the Top.
Wow.
Down below.
Wow. Didn't seen him. James Gunn, he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah, okay. I like that. That was fun.
So he came over to DC. He is now in charge of all the DCU, which is the DC universe, which is all the movies and TV shows. So he's in charge. Kind of how Kevin Feige.
Oh.
Anyway, so
we're still friends, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
You gotta get back here so I can help you.
Okay.
So James Gunn is in charge of all the movies and TV shows and kind of overseeing that. And Jim Lee, who has been working with DC Comics, actual drawing and writing stories and stuff, he's in charge of the comic version of everything. But the two of them are working very closely together to make sure that the movies and the comics now coexist and kind of make more sense together. So hopefully, with the new Superman coming out, that's going to be the Kickstarter to the new way of DC doing things. I'm sorry.
That's really important, though. I learned something. Yeah. Hopefully our
there's
viewers...
way more detail, but I'm giving you like the cliff notes. But it was cool because at New York Comic Con last year, I got to meet Jim Lee. And I was a really nice guy. And I was talking to him and I asked him, I said, do you and Gunn like get together? Do you guys have a chance to talk and stuff? Because I know you guys are trying to align the comics and the TV and all that stuff. And he said they meet, if it's not him, the two of them together, their people are meeting at least twice a week, which is a lot, to try to make sure the movies are pulling the correct stuff from the comics and actually make sense. And yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, do yourself a favor. Watch the Justice League, which is going to be the Josh Whedon version.
Oh, I know who that is.
Right?
I know who that is. Okay.
So
he was in Star Trek.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Before he was directing. He was in Star Trek.
Yeah. So Josh Whedon, watch the first version of Justice League, which is like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. Zack Snyder started working on it. Sadly, his son took his life, and he had to step away from the project. The studio wanted to finish it, so Josh Whedon came in and finished it. Very Josh Whedon. Very colorful. Jokes in there that you're like, why is there a joke? I don't know. And then the fans petitioned Zack Snyder and was like, you gotta make your movie. You gotta finish your movie. So he did it himself. He finished it. It's a 4-hour movie. It's 4 parts.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more of a grittier, kind of like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, ties it up. And watch both versions. You're going to like the Joss Whedon one, but once you see the Zack Snyder one, it's going to blow your mind.
So is it a 4-hour movie?
The Zack Snyder one? Yeah, it's almost 4 hours.
Like all in one sitting? Or is it like episodes?
No. You could do it in one sitting, but he also, what he does is he breaks it up. So like you'll see like part 4 or part 3 come up. So if you need to, you can like stop and walk away and pick it up. But that goes back to following the breadcrumbs. Director's cut. Sometimes director cut aren't the best. This one, check it out.
Yeah. Speaking of director's cut and how a studio can ruin a movie or a show, Firefly.
Yep.
What an amazing fucking show that was ruined by Fox.
Yep.
I think it was Fox. But they initially aired it like they didn't like his pilot or his first episode, so they started at episode like 3, which meant that it made no sense. And then they played it forward, and they didn't play the first episode till like way later, and so things were out of order. And then if you go Netflix right now and watch Firefly as it was meant to be seen by him, it's unbelievable. Him, Nathan Fillion, everybody that's in it. Alan Tudyk.
Check that out.
Morena Baccarin, Adam Baldwin's in it. It's an amazing cast. It's a great show. 1 season and canceled because they basically ruined the show by the way they aired it and nobody watched it. And then it was after the fact, after it was canceled, people were like, oh my gosh, what is this show? So have you not seen it?
I saw it when it first came out, like on TV.
Yeah. You need to
I
give
haven't
it another shot. Start to finish.
And the movie was amazing. The movie is after the first season.
Yeah, I think it's called Serenity. There may even be a second movie. Amazing. One of my favorites.
Damn, we're at like an hour and a half.
I know.
I think if any of your reviewers can sit there and like actually draw out a timeline and just see the tree that happens, please create it. Because it's going to be like the tree of life. It's just all right. So you went through this box, the memories, Hooters, all that stuff.
Memories. The other thing I came across that was in the box was my high school ID badges.
Oh, wait, you also got the slingshot. Do you have it?
Oh, I do.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So it's the professional model Bolton Landing on Lake George, New York. It's all lacquered up, doubled.
Yeah, I remember that thing. You can fix that, man.
I will. I'm gonna find some extra rubber bands.
Nah, go to an archery shop, pick up a bowstring, put about a 10-pound pull on that thing.
I mean, it's very Bart Simpson-esque. It's like the old school style.
Yeah.
But yeah. Never shot my eye out. Never killed an animal. We just shot like trees and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were respectful.
And then what else was in that box?
And then my ID. So there was
IDs, right.
My freshman, junior, and senior ID. Back when I had a part in the center and long hair, which you did as well, actually. If you can imagine, hair that came down to at least the middle of our ears, parted in the center, and flowing over. Me with black hair, Adam with... Your hair was pretty blonde in high school, actually. Yeah,
that's because I was still alive and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually called the penis part, Dan.
Come again?
It was called the penis part.
Yeah, was it?
That's what everybody calls it now. It's the penis part, dead center. Except I had the JTT, John Taylor Thomas.
Because you
and they kind of...
Yeah, you had more of the back, and I had more of the bowl cut in the back.
Yeah.
But your hair was more flowy than mine too. My hair is very straight, and yours had more of a wave, so you could pull off the JTT, whereas I would just look like, I don't know, it was not a good thing. The penis part, was it called that at the time?
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. No, I mean you didn't go to the barber and was like, hey, I need a penis part haircut. But so I think it started coming.
What a dickhead. That kid is.
I think when everyone started doing the flip, right? The flat to the flip. Like you
I
ran
had that
into
too
wall.
After that. It went from penis part to flip.
Yeah, like you ran into a wall with your gel in your hair.
I think it was called the ramp. Or that's what I called it.
Yeah. That's when everyone, I think, started calling the penis part. Oh, you gotta get rid of the penis part. You gotta cut your hair.
I never heard that.
The more you know.
I'm glad I didn't know it at the time, because I think I would have been very self-conscious. I had that till probably junior year. And then I went to the flip senior year. You did flip as well.
I did. No, I did more of it was more of a spike. It was like this right here. Like it was actually supposed to be like Angel from Buffy. Yeah, I said it. It kind of worked. So okay, so what about your things? Do you ever look at your yearbooks?
I have them all back here, actually, but I haven't looked at them in a long time. So Lauren and I are going to New Jersey and Pennsylvania in October. And one of the things we're doing while we're there is going to her 20th high school reunion.
20th high school reunion. We don't do those.
We've never had a reunion.
Yeah, so we don't. Yeah, so.
And we've never, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I mean, we're 21 years now, and we still haven't had a single class reunion.
Well, 2023 would have been number 20, and I didn't hear anything.
So, like, what are we doing? We're waiting until 2033? We're going to do 30 years? Half our class will be dead.
I don't think we're doing it. Either that or people keep getting invitations. They've been going, and we just...
Yeah, we're just that uncool. Invited. They're like, these guys with the penis haircuts, these dickheads are totally not invited.
Well, the problem is that all the popular the popular. I mean, we were friends with everybody, but the popular group, they all still see each other. That big core.
The class reunion for then.
Right. I wonder if that's why they don't do them.
Maybe. But no, I agree. I think, yeah, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people in our graduating class that do still see each other regularly, and I think that probably impacts the likelihood of there being a class reunion. And that was it. So there was that, and then my coin collection.
And your coin collection. Got anything worth? Did you look them up? Did you look up the values?
I looked them up in the past. I mean, I have them over there on the wall of stuff that I think is valuable but isn't. And there's like a few silver dollars, things like that, some wheat pennies, some buffalo nickels, stuff like that are, kind of fun to own, but it's like a nickel that's worth $1 instead of a nickel, but like, am I really going to sell it and make money? So it was fun to go through. The only other thing that was in there that was kind of fun is, and maybe you can shed some light on this as to whether I've ever worn these. Suspenders.
There's suspenders?
I don't know. There was suspenders in the box that have penguins on them.
Yeah, you wore those.
For what, though? I don't remember this at all.
A Halloween costume.
Maybe Halloween? So I didn't wear them regularly?
I think that... No, you definitely didn't wear them regularly. No, I think that was like a Halloween costume, but I don't know what.
Anywho, that was about it.
They fit?
They fit. They fit just fine, which is nice. Means I didn't, haven't gained a bunch of weight since I graduated high school.
Cool.
All right.
Too bad you didn't find your little recorder of Dan's adventures. Do you remember that?
Right.
Yeah, you did.
So I remembered I had a Talkboy recorder, and I used to record myself doing like dumb things. Like, I don't know.
One of them was like a newscast. Yeah.
I was preparing for my podcast 30 years later.
Even back then.
No, anywho, I think we're getting near the end. Happy to see you as always. I'm glad we're still doing this.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Miss you, brother.
Next time you'll have bought rice, and we will do whiskey and rice.
Whiskey and rice. What do you want to eat? That's not human.
What do you want to eat that's not human? Favorite foods: peeing in pools, ketchup on a hot dog, pancakes, and is hot dog a sandwich? We'll see. All topics that we can hit.
Stay tuned, folks.
Till next time.
All right, brother.
All right.
Say that alarm for me.
I will.
All right, later, brother. Have a good one.
Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace. I'm going to stop this thing.